You know what, guys? It was a great win away from home at one of the hardest stadiums in La Liga. That is what I would say if we were on top of the table and if we were facing bottom of the table Leganés. This is absolutely unacceptable. Even though we win, I don't know, you're gonna call me like, oh, Barca fans are so crybabies, they're so whiny. But we have a right to be whiny. If we have to come here after, 1.5 weeks of no football, see En-Nesyri scored us in the very first half, then we have to trail back and struggle to equalize through a set piece, and then we have to go and score through a rebound. Are you dumb? No! Like, that is not Barcelona at its core in any way, shape or form. We are playing horribly and I cannot bear it anymore. We are wasting so much talent and Valverde needs to go. I just want to keep losing, to be honest, because in the long run of things it's gonna be better for our club than actually getting 3 points like right now, and it's literally better. Like I would honestly, my heart would like to lose more games so that Valverde can get the sack. So taking it down a notch, let's start talking about the headlines, the main talking points of this game, the main things that we can draw from it. The very first one is gotta be that Junior Firpo and Musa Bagué are not here to blame whatsoever. Around 10 minutes into the game, I thought it was just a very bold decision for Valverde to make in having this sensational 4-all start. Messi, Suárez, Griezmann and Dembélé, when we had such a young, inexperienced defense that just didn't had any chemistry whatsoever, because we had Wagué, we had Piqué, we had Umtiti and we had Firpo. It wasn't the main problem. It was the other players. It was the attacking four. It was the midfield. Those players were having a lot of bad passes and they were losing so many balls that related to Barcelona getting just counter-attacked in very bad positions. That is how we saw the very first goal from Leganés. We saw Dembélé losing the ball in the middle of the park. Then it was, I think, Ruben Perez that won it back and chipped it over Frankie de Jong and then onto Youssef En-Nesyri, which had the audacity to cut back and then curl it the way that he did. This first goal from Leganés was because of a bad giveaway from Dembélé. And then, well, coming to my second point, I want to signal out Gerard Piqué. I'm gonna say that Piqué wasn't ready and I don't know if he will be later on down the line. We know that Piqué has been spending so many hours on his business side of, well, his personality, you know, trying to get the Davis Cup to be the new World Cup for tennis and all of that going on behind the scenes. And if you're gonna do that, it's fine by me, you know. Like I'm always a person that always like to try multiple things. Like, hell, I'm doing YouTube while doing university, while making movies and stuff like that. But the difference is that I know that sometimes you gotta compromise on things over the others. Like today I had to go do an interview with my group and I said, like, in reality, guys, I really want to focus on YouTube today, and I didn't go. I didn't went. So that's kind of like the decision that I took. Piqué's not doing that. Piqué's going like, okay, I'm gonna go to the Davis Cup, then I got 50 minutes to come back to, you know, play football with Barcelona. I'm only sleeping 2 hours, but I don't care. That's the sort of mentality that Piqué has right now, and that is not fruitful. That is not a good role model for all of the other young players that are getting here, because Dembélé sees that and he'll go like, well, if Piqué does that, then I can probably like play Fortnite, you know, 20 more minutes and go to sleep a little bit late. No, that's not the sort of attitude that we need to have. So right there and there, that's a no-no from me. And you can see that on the field, he was also not sharp at all. He was putting very bad passes. He was coming out of defense when he didn't need to. And most of the time, him, Busquets and Umtiti, there just something was going on. No one was talking between them. Bad communication. And there were so many different occasions where we had the ball just in no man's land. That cannot happen. That is completely unacceptable. But now, well, moving into a recap of the game and how everything went, I gotta say that around 15 minutes, Barcelona still looked very shaky. The goal from Leganés came and it was a wonderful goal and we never really got back into it. And that is the biggest problem for me. When Barcelona play away from home, we always seem to be just disconnected completely from our objective, which is actually winning the game. They're all worried about, I don't know. I really do not know. Is it an impact? Is it an effect, a consequence that we're seeing on our players right now from those terrible defeats at Roma and Liverpool? Is that what's going on? Is it that they just can simply not forget that, and we need to get a psychologist right now to take a look at them individually? Because I do not understand. I do not understand why these players are having such big problems to concentrate when it comes to the very first minutes in an away game. They always do this. We always concede very early, and then we have a mountain to climb behind that. And I say a mountain to climb because that is where this kind of video is going to take you as well. That even with 4 attackers like Suárez, Messi, Griezmann and Dembélé, we were not able to break Leganes down. Aguirre, their new manager, put at least 6 players there that knew exactly how to mark them inside the box. And that is great kudos to him, because he knew exactly how to just stop the progression, the flow of Barcelona. And all the time when Messi got the ball, he just couldn't pass it to anyone. And the same with Frenkie de Jong. And even de Jong had some bad passes in this game. When you have a flu, when you have some sort of infection, something going wrong in your team, it might be from one player first, but then it spreads to the other, and then to the other, and then to the next one, and then to the defense, then to Ter Stegen, then to the club, then to the fans. And that's the stage that we are right now. Our newer players like de Jong, like Griezmann, they have entered an environment that is unhealthy for them to progress in their career. They're not coming here to impact. They're coming here to be subdued by the infection that is called right now a flojera de Ernesto Valverde. It's called being lazy. It's called being slacking off. This cannot continue, and we need a change. We need a change right now. Like, I don't know what's gonna take. This was another shameful display, and the worst part, guys, is that probably we will win La Liga. Probably we will win La Copa del Rey. Like, that's probably how things are gonna go, and Valverde will never be sacked at this rate. Sometimes you just gotta notice the problems, and our board is just being way too blind. Do they have to pay like a compensation fee of 50 million euros? I don't understand what is that they're not sacking Valverde. It's clear that any sort of change at this stage is much better to the club, and something that they do not understand is that by playing good football, they sell more. Like, if we have a team that actually encourages new watchers to see us, new viewers, new fans, they will sell more. I just right now live in a house with 2 friends that when they start watching football for the very first time, the first club that they're drawn to is not Barcelona. It's Manchester City, it's the Liverpools, it's the English clubs. Right now, they're one step ahead. And even right now, when I want to kind of like talk shit with my friends at Real Madrid that I got them for years, you know, we all come back to the same thing. We just go like with our beer or whatever. We just go like, hey, you remember the good old days when Barcelona and Real Madrid were at the top? That is the stage that we are right now. That is not the biggest match at this stage. The biggest game, I don't know, Man City, Liverpool, that had a pretty good buzz around it. But Barcelona, Real Madrid, La Liga, all of that is going down a hill. And I know that we just have to focus on us, and I really want to focus on us at this stage, but it's not helping that at the other side, that we got Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid not doing good whatsoever, because at this stage, Barcelona is just the best of the worst. So mainly, guys, I don't really want to go too much in depth into this. You already know what I think about it. And if there's anything you want me to discuss, leave it in the comment section down below. I will be hanging around there for a bit, so I'll be answering whatever you have to say. And then I just want to remind you that the next video is going to be something about new players that Barcelona might want to bring in the future. And I just want your suggestions right now, because at this stage, it seems like focusing on the games of Barcelona is not the most interesting thing ever. So anything that you think that can be good content, be sure to let me know as well. See you in the next one. Take care. Ciao.